We have all been adult learners, whether we have taken district courses, engaged in professional development sessions, or attended faculty meetings. We have also likely facilitated young students, whether we are teachers, counselors, nurses, social workers, or administrators. When we work with young students, we focus on instructional practices that will ensure that learning takes place and students are engaged. Since we are not just filling vessels with our knowledge and expertise, we consider research based pedagogical principles of learning to ensure that our students succeed. In the same way, principles of andragogy, or adult learning, can help us to successfully facilitate learning for adults in our district. In this training video, we will explore the adult learning theory of Malcolm Knowles, a 20th century humanist and expert in the field of andragogy, which is the method and practice of teaching adult learners. As you are introduced to each principle, you will find practical tips to successfully engage your colleagues in D303 and ensure that they implement their learning in their work with students. Look for opportunities to respond as you consider how you can apply these tips in your course design. Adult learners are self-directed. They are often in touch with their own strengths and can identify their obstacles when it comes to learning. They will be attuned to instruction that isn't working for them. Adult educators are accustomed to multitasking and making important decisions at a high rate of frequency. Tip number 1, make outcomes clear. Because adult learners are self-directed, they want to know where they are headed such that they can plan the best route according to their learner profile. They want to make sense of the tasks and discussions as they are related to a more important goal. Think of outcomes as you would use a GPS system. To ensure your learners understand the outcome, state it clearly prior to launching into a module or day of learning. Provide an anticipatory or entrance question to get them thinking about the outcome. Then, after engaging in new learning, provide them with an opportunity to reflect on having met the outcome. Tip number 2, personalize when appropriate. As you design your course, look for opportunities to show flexibility in pace, place, time, and path of learning so participants can leverage their strengths as they engage in your learning. Offer options with regard to when and where your participants work. Consider that your adult learners are managing families, work schedules, deadlines, and other priorities as they engage in your course. Is the activity one that can and must be done as a whole group sitting at desks? Can participants move in small groups to a location of their choice and meet back at an agreed upon time? Can they choose from a playlist of readings or videos? Do they have to respond to all of the questions in an assignment, or can they choose which questions most pertain to their own learning? Can they show evidence of their thinking using their choice of media? For example, video blogs, slide presentations, or visual representations. Keep in mind that personalization is not unlimited choice. Remember to point the way as you personalize such that participants know how their work will align with the intended outcome. Adult learners have an extensive bank of experience and background knowledge. They will be ready to connect their learning to prior experiences and perceptions and share their thinking about an idea. Tip number 3, Because adult learners have extensive experiences with which they will connect their learning, provide opportunities to respond and create meaningful opportunities for discourse among your participants. Your adult learners will process their thinking, which will help them to implement the learning meaningfully. Remember to align these opportunities with a specific outcome and establish norms or protocols for discussion. Explore the D303 playbook for discourse strategies you can model for your adult learner as they build their own toolbox of strategies to use with students. Tip number 4, provide opportunities to showcase work. Think of your learning environment, whether it is face-to-face, online, or blended, as a space for interdependent learning. Your participants will learn just as much from the experiences and ideas of their colleagues as they will from your insights. Design opportunities for peer feedback on the work they create and ideas they share. Adult learners want to see immediate application of learning. They will want to spend less time in the abstract and more time in the concrete. While understanding the whys and hows will be important to them, they will quickly be ready to make connections to their current work and seek ways to improve as a result of their learning. Tip number 5, model sound instructional practices. Your adult learners will want to take what they experienced in your course and try it out with their own students. When you use a strategy with your adult learners, be sure to state that you are modeling a strategy they can use with their own students. After the experience, provide some time for metacognition and reflection. Ask, how did it go for them? Give them a chance to process and share how they might use the strategy with their own students. All of these strategies can be found in the D303 playbook. We recommend you bookmark this link for easy and frequent access. Tip number 6, plan time for creation. It is no secret that an adult educator has limited time to spare. Because they are processing and applying new ideas in your course, they will want to plan what it will look like in their learning space with students. Time spent in your course for creation will give them the support of their colleagues and you, their mentor, while they turn their ideas into tangible plans. Adult learners desire problem-centered instruction. They want to look at variables and draw conclusions that will make a positive difference in their work with students. Tip number 7, organize your topics into meaningful inquiry questions. Generate an essential question that universally applies to your adult learners in their work. Then, plan time for investigation and exploration of resources that will lead your learners to new thinking. Finally, allow your students time to process and create based on the conclusions they have drawn. Adult learners are motivated. Your adult learners have likely chosen to take your course and believe the learning will have a positive impact on their work with students. They have already decided to improve. Furthermore, they have a financial investment in your course. They have either paid tuition to receive salary or mentor credit, or they have opted for a stipend. Either way, they are thinking about your course in economic terms as well as professionally. Plan to leverage this motivation by providing the best quality learning D303 has to offer. Tip number 8, bring your A game. Organize all of your supplies. There is nothing worse than realizing you don't have sticky notes or poster paper when you need it. Test out your links and videos. Try out the tasks and assignments yourself as a dress rehearsal. You may wish to have a colleague take a look at your platform and check your links before running your course. Tip number 9, respond to feedback. Following each day or module, you will be completing a debrief to evaluate what went well and what changes should be made to ensure your participants are learning effectively. Consider how you will seek out their voices as the course is running. Try giving daily surveys as an exit slip, asking your participants what they think went well and what they would like to try differently. What will you do with the information you gather in these surveys? Will you reach out to them individually as needed? Will you consider modifying a plan based on feedback? Your participants will greatly appreciate the voice you give them in shaping the quality of their professional learning experience. After completion of this training video, you will want to schedule a consultation with a member of the ISC Professional Learning Subcommittee. If you are unsure who is on this committee, please reach out to the Director of Instruction. Together, you will review these principles and tips as you think through your course design. We are so excited that you have decided to take this step in your career to facilitate professional learning in D303.